Christine's going to sing the very first song I ever sang in karaoke, 1987. I was 2 at the time, I'll just say.
He is the show.
I wrote a song for Elvis and I played with the Beatles.
Have you ever heard the expression, what you see is what you get?
Never made it out of my living room with my old guitar. I figured if somebody would give me a chance, I could be a star.
I would rather the terrible singer sing with excitement than the good singer sing.
Add a little melody, try to make it mine.
Crazy, fun-loving, energetic.
I got together with some great musicians, he'll make me shine. I wrote a song for Elvis and I played with the Beatles.
I'm ready for the apocalypse. If the zombies start coming, we can hold up here and survive off of cookies and chips for a couple of months.
With my old guitar, I figure if somebody would give me a chance, I could be a star.
This is our first time coming, so like we came here with a bunch of friends and we're having an absolute blast.
Band called number and asked me.
I don't mind work. I don't mind hauling stuff. I don't mind lifting stuff as long as I'm able to do it.
Said I'm the man.
It's a wonderful attribute in the community.
Where I learned to ace the exam.
Good people have found me. Good people make you look good. When you walk in with pants like that, they say, hey, the karaoke guy, the guy with the pants, it's Laurie the Guy.
I figure if somebody would give me a chance, I could be a star.
Well, I was born in Halifax, raised on the outskirts of Cole Harbour, no man's land. Ross Road, it's sort of the beginning of Lawrencetown, the end of Cole Harbour, but there's a sign on either side of the road, so really Ross Road was just nowhere. A bunch of guys used to go after the gym to big leagues in Cole Harbour, and they're saying, oh, you gotta come out, you gotta come out. You know, it's karaoke and wings. And I was like, well, I got nothing better to do. And of course, once I see what's going on, I say, I gotta be part of this. Greg Roberts and I sang our first song together, and geez, we were a team after that. Every Thursday we'd be there singing like crazy. We were terrible. But we had lots of energy, and energy is what the crowd liked, and the crowd went wild, so we liked the applause, so we kept going at it. Next thing you know, Greg, he had a real job, so I was out by myself a lot, and hanging out at Baisley's, and Baisley's on Pine Street, and they said, would you like to host? I'm like, let's see. I get to sing and get paid money? I'm in. That was January of 1991.
Gonna be the next John Prine. That's what people are gonna call me.
I didn't look past him. Once I met him, I didn't look past. When you meet somebody, you get to see their eyes and how they talk and their movement, and he was sincere.
Laurie Goulden does not have a ring to it. And Laurie's nowadays is more of a girl's name than a guy's name, so Laurie the Guy is kind of funny. There's a guy there sitting at the bar and says, hey, I know you. You're the karaoke guy. I know from the pants. So, karaoke guy, Laurie the Guy, that's starting to ring, and you walk in the bar, it's the karaoke guy. Hey, I'm Laurie. I'm the karaoke guy. Laurie the Guy. I don't know. I never was that right from the start. I think it was 2 or 3 years, maybe 5 years in. So I've only been Laurie the Guy for 20 years, maybe. Well, I've been Laurie the Guy for 43 years, but.
Big bunch of money will turn me down. Gonna be the next Bruce Springsteen. Women wanna marry me. Gonna be the next Bruce Springsteen. All I have to do is change my name.
There's very few people that I'm close to. You know, there's a lot of people that I'd be honored if they called me a friend, but what is a friend? You know, is a friend someone you know, or someone you know their last name, someone that you spend time with, someone that would help you move? That's what I always say. Your true friends are the ones that help you moving day, who shows up. I'm very blessed to have a woman that stands beside me and puts up with all my late nights and not being around to see her much. And she's a little camera shy, but she knows who she is, and I love her very much. JC is someone that I always could talk to, and the more I got to know him, the more he got to know me, the more we've bonded. He's one of my best friends, kind of thing. I know that if I called him up and said, I need you to do this for me, he'd be there. He wouldn't ask any questions, he'd do it.
I have a lot of time for Laurie the Guy. Laurie the Guy is a good, decent, honest, hard-working guy with a phenomenal work ethic. And I think that he deserves to be further ahead.
I met Laurie when he was doing shows at a bar called Johnny Mac's some 15 years ago. I started helping him move the stuff in and gradually learning how to put it all together, graduating to actually running the books, taking care of the song books, and I've been with him ever since. Other people will have their friends come up all the time, or they will only let the best singers sing. We, on the other hand, you know, we're here for you. You're not here for us, you know.
I've been to different karaoke bars in a lot of different cities in North America, and I always love coming back to Laurie the Guy's show at the Lion's Head. He's just makes a family out of the whole thing, you know? And you can see it, like you're looking around tonight, you can see it. People love him. He loves them back, and there's a sense of community about the whole thing, and that's what he does so well. It's like he cares about everybody's song and helping them to do it the best they can do it.
Some good old memories.
Now that the party is jumping, with the bass kicked in and the Vegas are pumping.
He has a way of making a person feel like they've done the most accomplished job that they could possibly do, and it was the most enjoyable thing, and everybody walks away from the mic feeling like they were important and mattered for a moment.
I got singers that can't sing at all, but they love it so much. And when they come up on stage and I can see them, they just look so happy singing. It's like a release. It's like, why would I sit there and try to take that away from that person and say something that you're not allowed to sing because you can't sing, you know? I don't care how good you are. I just want you to have fun. So if you're the worst singer in the world and you come up on stage and you try and you have fun, and I can tell you have fun, that makes me feel good.
Laurie is a unique individual. You know, there's no such thing as being somewhat unique or quite unique, because unique means one of a kind. So whenever anyone says somewhat unique or quite unique, it's like being quite, you know, somewhat pregnant. There's no such thing.
Well, I've been sitting here waiting on him all night long, and soaking on my heartache sing song.
I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. So I gotta have some vices, and I eat a dozen cookies a day. That's not made up. Some days I eat more, some days If there's cupcakes, I might eat less cookies. I have my cookie tub that's in the fridge, and I believe that cookies in the fridge taste better. And when I open up my cookie tub, it's like kid at the candy store. Oh, one of these, one of these, one of these, and 6, there it is. So I put the date on them. All these ones are from, what, June of last year. So those cookies are almost a year old, so I try to use them before this one here. So I feel bad. People bring, oh, how are the cookies? Well, I haven't got to them yet. It's going to be a year before I get to them.
Oh, bartender, pour another for the cheers I draw.
He has all kinds of things, and he imitates. He has puppets, and he imitates voices. And there are times when the puppet will appear to be singing, and then he sings the other part.
If you're not a great singer and you bring out a puppet or you put on a hat, people will be watching what you're doing and not listening as much. So if you can't sing a song perfectly, you might be able to get away by a distraction. For karaoke, at best, I'd say I'm an average singer. But when it comes to a professional singer, say if you're talking about bands and stuff like that, I'm terrible. I couldn't be I've played in bands, but I couldn't make a living doing it. When I got into bodybuilding, I thought, okay, I'm going to be the next Arnold Schwarzenegger. And after a few years, I realized that, I don't have what it takes. Playing hockey growing up, I'm going to be in the NHL. And after so many years, you realize, I don't have what it takes. I write songs, and maybe someday someone will record it that the song will do something. Maybe it'll make me a living, but I'm to the point now I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, I'm a karaoke host, baby. Singing songs I don't even know.
He does a great job on some of those songs, and I tell him, and he keeps saying to me, JC, I don't think that I sang my best. And I say, Laurie, your pitch was perfect, your timing was perfect, the passion that you expressed in your voice and in your singing was completely consistent with the nature of the song you were singing. So stop putting yourself down, man.
It's all about distraction. That's it.
Tears in your eyes, come on and cry.
Some people have too much humility, and I speak with Laurie about that. And I just spoke with him the other day, and I said, Laurie, we got to have some more talks, because how can you possibly conclude that you don't deserve what you've got when you're the only one who's worked for everything you've got? You come in when you're not feeling all that well, you're exhausted a lot of the time, and when you get on that stage, you put on a great show, you make people feel good, you smile, and you keep reminding people, irrespective of how well or how poorly they sing, that it's no pressure karaoke.
I had to change or stay stuck on the ground.
I could always do more. There's some nights that, well, maybe I could have told them more jokes, or maybe I could have played more guitar, maybe I could have done more. And so when people say you don't give yourself credit, I think maybe that's what it is. Maybe I feel deep down I'm not doing enough.
What if I never try it all?
He has to live frugally because he just barely gets by.
I can't remember the last piece of clothing I bought. Maybe 20 years ago, I think I bought a Garth Brooks jacket. everything's been used. You know, you get underwear and socks for Christmas. So, you're not wearing used underwear. All my sneakers, I think I got 20 pairs of sneakers, all from Frenchies, $3 a pair. My girlfriend's not here. Keep the temperature at 55 degrees. That's what the furnace is set at.
May not finish first, but gonna try being strong. And I've been running with the devil, and I've been running around with the Lord.
I've known him for a very long time, and he's never changed, right? Still a fanny pack. He wears the fanny pack all the time, like I rip on him about it, right?
When I started going to the gym, this is what you wore. You wore the baggy pants. I even got the stupid sweaters. These are the crappy sweaters that used to come from it. I can't throw them away. They're gross. I don't think I bought these because usually I'm pretty good at figuring out how big a pair of pants have got to be. If I can put these on with my slippers on, that's embarrassing enough. I showed my slippers, and what the hell, he's wearing Croc slippers. These were a gift from my sister, and let me tell you, they're the cat's ass. You'll have cold houses, you have cold floors. But these are baggy pants.
When I fall off a horse, I get back on. But here I am with another girl gone.
When they say to you that Laurie the Guy is the hardest working man in karaoke, it's really true.
I look down at my well-worn shoes.
Once I start fading, if I don't have any money squirreled away, what am I gonna do, So my plan right now is just keep doing what I'm doing for as long as I can, at the same time, try to prepare for the future. So I don't have to work as much. I don't mind working, I love it. This is not work, this is fun.
The 15 years I've known him, he's never missed a night due to sickness or anything like that. I've seen him on stage as sick as a dog.
There are times when he's injured, but he'll roll that equipment in here, he'll come, he'll smile, he'll work through the whole thing.
If you're on stage singing for 4 minutes, you come out, you have a beer, and you're thinking about your shitty day, but when you get up on stage and you start singing your song, you're not thinking about your shitty day. You're thinking about singing your song, and for 4 minutes, life just got better. And for me, it's 4 hours. So.
Tonight I hadn't been here for about a year, and as soon as I walked in, he called me by my name. And that's the kind of loyalty that Laurie brings out in people.
I don't see him changing. He may get some more songs, if he happens to find one that he doesn't have. I just don't see him changing. What he's done is worked for him. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
If that guy ever became wealthy, then a lot of people would benefit from his wealth. That's the kind of a guy Laurie the Guy is.
I think if I ever had to get a real job, I think I would miss karaoke a whole bunch, that I'd get back into it. I don't think I could step away from it, and I think I have to do it. It's like breathing. You take it for granted, but when you can't breathe and all of a sudden, I just took a breath of air, it just feels so good. And I think that's what karaoke is. It's almost essential for me. There's bad nights where something happens and you feel bad. It's like, geez, if I could have gone back in time, I could have done something to make that differently. And there's sometimes when there's nothing I could do to change the outcome. It's just going to be a bad outcome. And I feel so bad about it that you do want to retire, you do want to stop, or you do want to get a real job. And so when good things happen, it sort of makes it all worthwhile. And I'm lucky enough that good things keep happening to me, so.
God had a plan for me, right time, right place. Well, I'm just a guy, been around a few times, thought I had all figured out. Till my old lady told me she was lonely, said I better learn to be by myself. So I went to the library and found at the hall.
Hear the geese?
Now I'm cooking and cleaning, washing and sweeping, oh, my damn door burn. bread that I should have sold on my laundry pile, the dogs and whites. But it's fast to toss them